Well, ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
Nine Ring Roo, low, low, low.
And guys, we promised you a third match this week. We will deliver by going to the west now, Slutsk. On that most promiscuous of maps. Rang, who is fighting?
Oh, on the left hand side in blue we have Harry Spider playing as Ringtown, and on the right hand side we have Gonzo playing as 44 guard Strelkovi.
Now, you and I were talking before this. There's a couple interesting things going on here. I mean, we see Maverick for both sides. So
Mm-hmm.
what's that going to look like for the 44th in Phase B versus Harry Spiders?
44 from Getson going more T34 85s to 76 spam once you get into phase B, and for Harry Spider, Panthers, Jagdpanzers, Panzer Force, you actually got already a Jagdpanzer being brought out up north right off the bat. Very interesting seeing that A phase Jagdpanzer.
Well, here's another question, actually. What's the purpose of bringing in a two-star 234?
2-star 230. Oh,
Sorry,
oh,
two
the
Iron
recon unit.
Cross.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's a good point. Hmm. Yeah, because you don't see people take 2-star units really in general, especially recon units that usually have such low availability. But when you have an autocannon with 2-star veterancy, they can prove to be really scary, because autocannons are pretty powerful in SC2 if you can get close, that is.
That's true. I mean, it's always kind of great to have an AC5 or an AC10, but
Mhm.
you really gotta wait till you upgrade to the Hunchback and get that AC20.
It's all
But
about
no,
the AC20, man.
oh yeah, exactly. But we're seeing actually some two stars over on Gonzo's side as well. We actually see Tenko Desatniki. Now, you had a theory about that. Why do you think we have a two-star over there?
Mainly due to the fact that, well, you get like a 2-star M2 A1 50 cal half track, which is pretty cool. It's a very ballsy move because Tank Destiny are kind of crap, to be entirely honest, and not that great of infantry. So you're essentially sacrificing an infantry slot to bring out 50 cal half tracks in more of a support role. So we'll just have to see how that role play out. I do like seeing 50 cal half tracks. You can really go wrong with 50 cal half tracks. So, yeah.
Sounds about right. Now, taking a look at this initial breakout, I think the Russians are being a little bit optimistic, especially in the
Up,
north.
yeah, up north, definitely. I don't think is really going to make it. The Germans always usually get to their positions first, due to the fact they got the Opel Blitzes. We are seeing the PTRSs unload into some rather good positions, but, well, he does have the infantry support guns and AT guns backing him up, so maybe they can help out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it helps, I guess, when the 45 mil runs right into it.
Hmm.
Um, Big issue though is what the heck happens when that T-34-85 Comrati gets to the front? Will that destroy the balance, you think, or no?
Uh, should... Where's that Egg Panzer go? Did he go... I think he might have got rid of it. But yeah, the T-34s are definitely going to help out. Actually, this push from Gonzo might actually work. He's getting the tank destiny pretty close thanks to the armoured half-tracks. And he's got great fire support with the infantry guns. So, yeah, it's going to work really well, actually.
Huh. That's something you tend to hear very often, and no offense to Gonzo, but it seems like a lot of his ploys kind of go the same way that Muppet goes.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really great in theory, and then executions for some reason just kind of tends to fall off a bit.
Yeah, well... It's working for now. He's got the guards infantry backing him up. The tank doesn't need to keep. Not great, but when they're in an actual forest, they can do some pretty good job. Or pretty good work. It's just that 234 is going to be a pain in the ass, so that can easily kill half tracks.
Certainly can. I guess I was looking near the other part of the map. I was seeing down to the south, a ton of flamethrower troops and shrimp pioneers in super early. But we have
Hmm.
superior PPSHs that are actually taking over that, well, extending into the lines like a little finger there.
Middle finger to the Germans. That's also very interesting seeing Sappery PPSHs. Not a unit you see all too often anymore, since they lost the satchel charges. So guns are going for pretty heavy A phase sort of like infantry rush build.
Does seem about right. Now, the Russians are trying to reinforce their early success, bringing in four squads of Superiors, now the T-34-85. But Harry Spider, not to be outdone, brings in a P-3N and a couple squads of Pioneers.
Hmm.
Definitely worthwhile. I guess the major question for me is, ooh, and a Panther, a super early Panther.
Oh yeah, very early Panther, but can't go wrong with German heavy armor in A phase.
Certainly difficult to go away. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Panther Trek does go and take us out a light vehicle, but he's going to buy it pretty damn quickly, I would imagine.
Oh.
And we are sitting at a 12-12 as the Germans managed to reconsolidate their positions, taking back the PPSHs in the south central, really.
Yes.
And what caused that driver to be killed? That wasn't on that
Uh,
north T-34.
might have been the autocannon half track, I believe. A
Huh.
lucky critical hit. Like I said, autocannons can prove to be rather scary and can hit you in unexpected ways. And we are seeing that mortar half track being brought out, and that might do a good job just stopping this push entirely because mortar half track.
Exactly. Now,
Hmm.
you're also going to see that the superiors are coming on in, and while the T-3045 is going to cause some issues, that transmission being destroyed.
That Pat gun is in a lovely spot. He must be absolutely loving life right now for his Saparis. They're just coming right towards him. Three of them do manage to unload and get into a good position and help reinforce its northern push.
Certainly accurate. Young are being brought in now, being truly deployed to the front. And I think Gonzo is actually preparing a push in the south as well. He's got four more squads. What's it, up the Machiki going on in?
Yeah, might be trying to go for the far southern town area. It's usually a bit of a gambit to play, or to take, because it's kind of isolated. But if he can get in there the superiors, he should be able to do some decent work as Stern Pioneers and maybe a Pounder Track and snipe a half track before catching. We'll just have to see.
Indeed. Now, checking back into the north, Panther A is establishing himself as being the big bully on campus. Unfortunately, all he's doing is shooting at a PTRS. So, looking from Harry Spider's side, I mean, decent dispositions. A lot of this engagement is focused directly on this crossroads,
Mm-hmm.
in that mortar half track is almost already out of shells.
It'd probably be better for him, frankly, to move that Panther A a bit south a bit so he can get like a good line of sight onto the crossroad itself at long range, instead of like trying to flank it round up north. Yeah, he's moving all his tanks all the way in the far northern side, which is definitely limiting his like fields of fire.
Sounds about right. For the record, down south of Superiors, they were able to go and get some very, very good work done in the town, but as you can tell right now, one squad falling back, not exactly the outcome I think he was looking for.
Yeah, it's pretty close. So if he just brought some extra fire support, he should have been able to take that town, but that's going to alert Harry Spider to the presence, and he's going to try to get reinforcements here. It was going to take him a long time. He's got one Pioneer Squad being brought in. If you look at its path in, I mean, you do have to take the slow road, essentially, the slow walk to get here in a safe manner.
Yeah, but there's the high road and the low road, but I don't
Hmm.
think Harry Spider's going to get to Scotland before these other half tracks get down here with the Tankos Descent and Nikki.
Yeah. I think, yeah, if Gonzo just brings in just a few more, yeah, those units, Tank Destiny Key, he's going to get that town easy peasy. It's going to be a huge advantage.
I never quite appreciate how powerful the T-3045 gun is.
I know.
P3N is down to the north. We actually are seeing maybe some delicate engagement looking at that Panther. I don't know, that 76-2 is definitely firing shells at him anyway. It's not really going to do a whole lot, but something is something, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good push here from Gonzo. He's got a lot of units here. He's mixing all his infantry and tanks together. He's got support guns. Love seeing support gun plays. They're always extremely good. IG-18, 76mm ration guns, you name it. But finally, Harry Spider's got his mortar back online, and that should do a lot of damage in dealing with his push. As you see, the C-34 is not having a great time under fire.
No, one of them does go down already. Unfortunately for the Germans, it was only the 76.
Mm-hmm.
And looking elsewhere, I don't know. I mean, we are seeing it's 15-9 right now. We're seeing M2s being rushed to the north, guard squads being rushed to the north, more T-3485s. I think this is going to be where the game is won and lost. As it is, you see that Panther A has already been forced to bail out.
Yeah, that wasn't really like the best position for the Panther. Like I said, it probably would have been better if he was down south a bit, stretch his legs in the open field. But yeah, T-34-85 just getting some fantastic shots on.
From quite a distance, too, all when
Mhm.
all's said and done.
Yeah, it's like you said before, like T-34-85 is a pretty surprising vehicle. It's pretty comparable with a Tiger, to be honest. It's not as good, but in terms of, you know, the basic armor and armor penetration scheme, it's pretty decent. And this is just the 43 model, not the 44 of APCR.
You know, and I turned away for a second to look down south as that beak continues to extend further and further to Harry Spotter's line, and the Jagdpanther looks like it has fallen. What was that too? Was that towards the Combroti, or was that the 8040,
I think that's a
3045?
T-34-85s up north.
Okay.
And Zero move up, and yeah, Gonzo, he's got a lot of these T-34s now. They're starting to pump him out the factory for these 85s, and this is a perfect area for him. Not too short range, not too long range, just that lovely 1 kilometer-ish, 500-meter middle ground where Russian guns can do quite a bit of damage.
Now, the unfortunate thing is that it's still another 30 seconds until Phase B,
Hmm.
which I think we both know that at that point we're going to see tons and tons of tanks being poured into the north. Is that the right call? We've seen the Panther A already being brought in. Is that the right call?
Yeah, it's just about positioning the Panther, because right now in this northern area, there's nowhere really nice to put it where it can stay at 2 kilometers and snipe T-34s from impunity. I think what's a real issue here for Harry Spider is that he hasn't been able to keep his mortar half-track supplied, as that was doing a fantastic job just stopping the push, because goddamn mortar half-track. And now Gonzo, he's just a massive, huge Soviet combined arms, Bagration classic force. And yeah, it's a really good push from Gonzo. I really do like he's using his infantry and tanks so well together.
Well, it's easy to do so when you can kind of flank, the one squad of infantry and the one half track that's there. But
Hmm.
I will agree with you on that one.
Yeah, now see the Panther, he's backing off now. He really needs to wait for some reinforcements to come in. That model half track is probably gonna die.
Well, with that kind of attitude, I'm sure he will.
Hmm.
In the center, in the meantime, Flammenwerfers and Sturm Pioneers are slowly getting forced back by the Ultima Cheeky as they rush in with those PPSHs. Also worth noting, there was a Jagdpanzer, yep, Jagdpanzer engaging the 7642s at range. If he gets a shot on, it'd be quite good, but the question is getting that in the first place.
Hmm. Yeah, long range in that sort of engagement, the Jagdpanther is pretty much safe to deal with those T-34s. The one problem I'm noticing right now is Harry Spider's really lacking in infantry, which is a classic Ringtown problem. Like, down south, you really could use some infantry to help clear out those tank Thessaloniki's and capture that flag back. But you just don't have a lot with Ringtown.
No, sir. I think it's been kind of lucky that Gonzo has not been pressuring him elsewhere really too much.
Mm-hmm. Even though Gonzo is at a huge flag advantage right now, 15-9, just capturing a few areas in the middle and down south, but mainly at huge northern pushes. Just gave him a huge chunk of land. You know, Harry Spider's in a pretty good defensible position. I mean, you got all these town area by the northern spawn point. It's just, I think he really needs artillery more than anything to just dig out these Russian positions. Especially because they're all so clumped together in then pretty easy spots. They're all in forests. It's pretty easy to blind fire and deal with it. And that's what he's doing. And he's got that Panzerwerfer.
I was going to wonder when he was going to finally bring that bad boy in.
Hmm. Never go wrong with a Panzerwerfer. You can never go wrong with a lot of units, really, if you use them correctly.
Well, that's always the proviso, isn't it? To use them
Hmm.
correctly. That's why I go wrong all the time. I.e., because I don't use them correctly. But hey, those who
Yeah.
can't do, cast. So. Ugh. But in the meantime, so we have the Panthers starting to engage in infantry as they're starting to come across the fields. Not a whole lot to be done there. And I see, is it a recon plane?
No, it's a bomber plane, TU-2 with 4 big runs. And is he going to get them off? Yes, he
Uh-huh.
does. It's going to be pretty inaccurate, but with 500 kilograms, you don't really need to be accurate.
Well, I certainly hope those guys were moved out, because if they weren't moved out before, I think they bought the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, actually, an IL-2 in the center, going after... Oh, looking for the Jagdpanzer from the side.
Shoots. Good hit,
Not
but no kill.
quite lucky enough there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, buy some time for Gonzo to bring up even more T-34-85s into the middle. Yeah, I believe his division, you only get the 1943 models of the 85s, if I recall. Is one of the reasons you're not seeing the 44s.
Well, I can tell you that Panther A in the north did go down.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a Panther Fuhrer, and I think he's trying to meet the Fuhrer of the Russians pretty quickly, and I don't know it's going to work very well for him.
Yeah, he's just a little bit outgunned. Just a little bit. That's a lot of T-34s, yeah. Right now, it's only one engage in the Panther at the time, so it's rather kind. A gentleman's duel, run on run. They all take turns.
Well, until those ridiculous PTRDs just start freaking him out something fierce. Which will happen, you know that for
I know,
a fact.
I know. It's gonna get like a gunner wounded or shoot out a track kill. He does have the second Panther A, and it's in a pretty good position to. Well, he got a rather unlucky critical hit, but Harry Spider is starting to deal with this. With Gonzo's tanks, picking them off one at a time.
We've got to do something pretty soon. He's already down to less than half of his health.
Yeah, he's not doing good, but I mean, yeah, just get some more infantry, some more artillery, and dig out Gonzo up north. I mean, Gonzo's forces are all pretty far forward deployed, and he has a long reinforcement route, so yeah, if he just gets another good Panther Rifle strike in a factory area, and then just move up with some infantry, should be able to clear it. But Gonzo is pushing pretty heavy down south now. He's going through the town, and yeah, it's going pretty well for him.
Well, it doesn't help when the PTRDs are able to take out the reinforcing infantry pretty much without trying. We actually saw to the north there was one PTRD squad, excuse me, one guard squad at the DP, took out 2 Opal Blitzes that came in, and that is a hefty amount of territory to be worried about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking what's really screwing over Harry Spiders is his lack of infantry. I mean, as I always say, infantry is like the most important unit in this game. You need a lot of it. And with divisions like Ring Towns where you don't have a lot, it can really be an uphill battle a lot of the time.
Especially against and there really is no other term to use for it, maverick like Gonzo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gonzo just really good use of combined arms warfare. Just the infantry, the tanks, he got them into good positions. His tanks aren't... Oh god, the IL-2 actually... Wow, it's like sniped the Panther. Such pretty impressive. An anti-tank plane actually doing its job.
What are the odds?
What are the odds? A rocket run it, yeah. It usually just gets suppressive hits. And unfortunately, this ME-109 is having a hard time getting on this IL-2.
Here we go.
It's gonna get out. Yeah.
That's a very, very, very generous retreat window.
Mm-hmm.
But return to what you said, yep, we have 2 Superiors moving in on 1 Pioneer. There's a Panther and a Jagdpanzer. Yet at the same time, I still don't find it being enough.
Yeah. He does need the Panthers and the heavy tanks to deal with all these T-34s. Because in this position where Jesus Christ, I was about to say he could deal with the T-34s, but the T-34s got close enough to get a penetrating hit on the Sand Panther. Yeah, it's just... I mean, Gonzo's using his T-34s extremely well. He's using cover, he's getting them close enough to, even though I don't have the best gun, to deal with the Panthers and Jagdpanzers.
It does help when you're being extremely fortunate towards your, weaponry accuracy. Like, I mean, good lord, I haven't seen accuracy like that since, I don't know, watching... Couldn't even tell you, but some really, really old World War II stuff. Combat, there we go.
Yeah. Another mortar half track being brought in up north, and that's going to be, I mean, as you can see, a lot of the Russian infantry are starting to get pinned down. And this is what he really needed more than anything, just lots of good old artillery to just deal with all the infantry, and then once all the infantry's dead, you can deal with the tanks.
That's true, but it is 19.5, so he's got barely 140 seconds to deal with this.
Yeah, yeah. He's not doing too good, and Gonzo has a lot of territory to easily hold. I mean, just look in the middle. He's just grabbed so many flags in such a short... Pretty much all of, like, the southern flags, essentially, apart from the far southern town. He's grabbed them all.
Well, you know what? He wanted to be a Steel Division trainer,
Mm-hmm.
but Professor Rang didn't let him go out into the world without picking the right division.
Okay, guys, here's a thing for the comments. If Steel Division was like a Pokemon game, and you start the game, what would be the 3 starter divisions that you'd have to pick from? I want you guys to put it in the comments below.
I feel like that the 352nd is like the Charmander of the group.
Okay.
That really could be awesome if you were really, really lucky in the way that you play them, but it takes a lot of love to be really, really effective. I don't know, who would be, what, Squirtle's the prevailing...
Squirtle would be like a tank thing. Because it's got like a big shell and like a big massive cannons. So like,
true.
78th?
Yeah.
It's got Stugs are like turtles in a sense. They're
Well,
like,
at that point, you have to take Goopartneck, because I think it's
yeah.
very versatile. I think you can build Squirtle a lot of different ways. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. I guess like Bulbasaur would be... I don't know, I'm just thinking Scottish for some reason, because like Churchills and they're slow and green and big.
And they like trees,
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, it does look like Harry Spider is going to get thrashed quite a bit by Gonzo here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very unlucky. I think it just, like you said, it really came down to the division matchup.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, if Harry Spider had more artillery to help deal with that northern push earlier on, it definitely would have helped out, because during that push, Gonzo's stuff was pretty tight-knit, close together. And yeah, it was just a really good push from Gonzo. Like, the half-track gambit worked. Just, like I said before, fantastic use of... This is how you use combined arms warfare, people. You got the infantry, and you got the tanks behind the infantry, and let the infantry move up, and the infantry support guns backing you up. It's fantastic combo.
It certainly is. Also very unlucky, I think, in a lot of ways. I feel like the accuracy has been on point from those Russian tankers. Panther A's are getting on the field and pretty much getting taken out within the first 90 seconds of their lives. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah. The problem is with the Panther A's versus T-34s, you pretty much want to be at max 2 kilometer range or something near that to really, have the advantage in the fight. When you get to those 1 kilometer engagements, those T-34s become pretty scary.
It certainly does seem that way. Now, looking from kills overall and losses, strangely enough, there's a Panther A who's got 3 tank kills, and he might be one of the killiest things. Actually, there's 2 Panthers with 3 tank kills. Might be the killiest things on both sides. Well, a couple guys that were beating up on infantry, but
Really spread out fair. Everyone was, doing their fair share for the father or motherland.
yeah, you know what? They got to get their pound of flesh in somehow.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, they're pretty open and shut, I would think.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered everything.
And guys, with that in mind, actually, I'm fascinated to see the Pokemon thing as well. So why don't you watch it on the Ranks channel or mine? Please do reach out in the comments below, because I'd be fascinated to know what you have to say there. But for right now, I'm Conor Work.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.